world where every interaction carries weight. The idea that relationships are fundamentally transactional strikes a chord. From the friendships we cherish to the bonds we forge in love and work, there's an underlying exchange, a give and take, that forms the backbone of our connections. It might sound clinical, perhaps even cynical, to frame relationships in such terms, but recognizing this dynamic opens up a realm of understanding about human nature. At their core, relationships involve an exchange of value. Whether it's emotional support, companionship, professional benefit, or shared interests. This isn't to say that every relationship is mercenary or self-serving. Rather, it's an acknowledgement that, at some level, we're all seeking something that enriches our lives or fulfills our needs. The concept of transactional relationships isn't new, but its acknowledgement is often skirted around, wrapped in softer language or romanticized ideals. Yet, embracing this reality doesn't diminish the depth or significance of our connections. Instead, it offers a lens through which we can better understand the motivations and expectations that shape our interactions. As we delve into this exploration, let's keep in mind that recognizing the transactional nature of relationships isn't a call to view them with cold calculation. Rather, it's an invitation to navigate our connections with greater awareness and intention, seeking not just to take, but also to give. Fostering relationships that are balanced, fulfilling, and, above all, genuinely connected. At the heart of every human interaction lies a fundamental exchange. A transaction that might not involve money, but is rich in value. This exchange, rooted in our desires and needs, shapes friendships, love affairs, and professional connections alike. It's a dance of give and take that, when done with respect and awareness, forms the bedrock of meaningful relationships. Consider the friendship that thrives on mutual support. One person offers a listening ear, and the other reciprocates with encouragement and advice. Here, the transaction is emotional support, a currency of immense personal value. Similarly, romantic partnerships often start with the exchange of affection and shared dreams, evolving into deeper commitments where the balance of give and take becomes more intricate, yet equally rewarding. In the professional realm, the transactions become more visibly quantifiable. Expertise for remuneration, hard work for career advancement. Yet, even here, beneath the surface lie the intangible exchanges of respect, mentorship, and recognition, which are just as vital to the sustenance of these relationships. Acknowledging the transactional nature of relationships doesn't reduce them to mere exchanges of commodities. Instead, it highlights how personal interests and needs drive us to seek connections that enrich our lives. By understanding this dynamic, we can approach our relationships with a greater sense of purpose and intention, ensuring that what we give and what we receive fosters growth, satisfaction, and a deeper connection. Understanding the transactional aspect of relationships reveals much about human psychology. It's natural for individuals to seek out relationships that bring value to their lives, whether through emotional fulfillment, professional advancement, or shared experiences. This inclination towards transactional interactions is ingrained in our survival instincts, driving us to form connections that enhance our well-being and security. The notion that these dynamics can be inherently positive challenges the misconception that transactional relationships are superficial or exploitative. When acknowledged and navigated with honesty, these exchanges promote clarity and mutual respect. For instance, in friendships, openly acknowledging each other's needs and what one brings to the relationship can fortify bonds and ensure that both parties feel valued and understood. In romantic partnerships, recognizing the give and take can lead to more balanced and fulfilling relationships. It encourages partners to communicate their needs and desires openly, fostering an environment of mutual support and understanding. Similarly, in professional settings, acknowledging the transactional nature of work relationships can lead to more transparent and equitable interactions, where recognition and advancement are based on merit and contribution. Far from being a negative force, the transactional underpinning of relationships can, when approached with positive intent and ethical considerations, strengthen connections. It encourages individuals to be more mindful of what they contribute and receive, ensuring that relationships are built on a foundation of mutual benefit and respect. By embracing this perspective, we can cultivate healthier, more satisfying relationships that acknowledge our needs and contributions, without diminishing the emotional and personal depth that makes these connections meaningful. While transactional dynamics are a natural part of human interaction, relying solely on this aspect can lead to shallow connections and missed opportunities for deeper engagement. When relationships become purely transactional, they risk becoming devoid of genuine care and emotional support, leading to a sense of isolation and dissatisfaction. One of the main dangers of such relationships is the potential for exploitation. If one party continually seeks to gain more from the relationship than they're willing to give, it can lead to imbalances and feelings of being used. This can erode trust, one of the fundamental pillars of any healthy relationship. Moreover, when interactions are driven solely by what one can gain, it diminishes the capacity for empathy and genuine connection. Relationships, in their richest form, are about sharing experiences, offering support, and growing together. A purely transactional approach strips away these enriching aspects, leaving a hollow exchange that fails to satisfy deeper human needs for belonging and affection. To avoid falling into a purely transactional dynamic, it's essential to foster a balance. Here are a few tips. Cultivate empathy by actively listening and showing genuine interest in the other person's well-being. Invest in the relationship without immediate expectations of returns, focusing on building a connection based on mutual respect and appreciation. Communicate openly about needs and expectations to ensure both parties feel valued and understood. By acknowledging the transactional elements of relationships while striving for deeper, more meaningful connections, one can navigate the complex web of human interactions with integrity and authenticity. This balanced approach not only enhances personal relationships but also contributes to a more compassionate and connected society. In today's transactional world, balancing genuine connections with personal interests is key. Recognizing the transactional nature of interactions, while not letting them define our relationships, is essential for deeper connections. First, awareness is crucial. Understanding that exchanges happen allows us to approach relationships with intention, focusing on sincerity beyond transactions. Being transparent about our intentions fosters trust and deeper understanding. Building authentic connections means valuing what we contribute as much as what we gain. It involves genuine interest in others, transcending mere transactions to foster mutual respect and appreciation. Empathy and active listening are central to understanding others' needs, creating enduring connections beyond superficial exchanges. This approach sees the person behind the transaction, emphasizing human connection. Clear boundaries and open communication ensure that while transactions are part of relationships, they don't dominate them. Striving for balance, where personal interests and genuine care coexist, enriches our interactions, making them more meaningful. In essence, navigating transactional relationships effectively means engaging with them in a way that promotes authenticity and genuine connection, leading to more fulfilling interactions. As we've navigated the concept of transactional relationships, we've uncovered a fundamental truth: while transactions are a part of our interactions, they don't have to define them. Recognizing the transactional aspects allows us to engage more deeply, moving towards connections that are genuine and rich with mutual respect and understanding. Key takeaways include the importance of awareness and transparency, acknowledging our personal interests while also valuing the human connection beyond the transaction. We've discussed cultivating empathy, setting clear boundaries, and the necessity of open communication as tools to deepen our relationships and make them more fulfilling. The challenge now is to embrace this understanding, To work towards relationships where transparency and balance are not just ideals, but practices. It's about creating a space where every interaction is an opportunity to connect authentically, respecting each other's needs and contributions. In conclusion, let's strive for a world where our relationships are marked by genuine connections, where the transactional nature of interactions is balanced with sincere interest in the well-being of others. By fostering this balance, we can all contribute to a society that values depth and authenticity in human connections.